This is the Washington Times front page for Tuesday, August 30th, 2022. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. A senior FBI official in the Bureau's Washington field office has resigned after coming under congressional scrutiny for suspected political bias in handling the investigation of Hunter Biden's laptop. Jeff Murdoch and Kerry Pickett report Timothy Tebow, an assistant special agent, has left his post. The information came from two former FBI officials familiar with the situation. The 25-year FBI veteran was previously on leave for at least a month over revelations about political statements that he made while leading the Public Corruption Unit. Iraq has descended deeper into uncertainty after influential Shiite critic Muqtada al-Sadr announced his definitive retirement from politics. Ben Wolfgang reports al-Sadr's exit from the Iraqi political scene caps a tumultuous 10-month period of deadlock inside the Iraqi government. Al-Sadr's party captured the largest share of parliamentary seats in elections last October, but fell far short of the number needed to form a majority government. The move led to immediate violence in Baghdad. Al-Sadr's supporters stormed the government palace inside the city's heavily fortified green zone and reportedly clashed with Iraqi security forces. Al-Sadr achieved fame leading Shiite militias that battled the U.S.-run administration after the ouster of Saddam Hussein. President Biden's plan to crack down on soaring crime rates by hiring 100,000 police officers is drawing criticism from some of his biggest allies. Jeff Murdoch reports the president is scheduled to outline his plan during a trip to Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. The plan to fight crime was supposed to be announced last month, but the event was delayed after Biden twice tested positive for COVID-19. Under the plan, $37 billion would go to support law enforcement and crime prevention. That includes $3 billion to clear court backlogs, $15 billion to create a grant program for cities and states to prevent violent crime, and $15 billion for community violence intervention programs. The centerpiece of the proposal is a $13 billion plan to hire 10,000 police officers nationwide over the next 5 years. That has drawn widespread condemnation from civil rights groups and racial justice activists who say the president is reprising the missteps of a 1994 crime bill. You can read all of these stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page. You can also find our entire lineup of news, commentary, and sports podcasts at WashingtonTimes.com/podcasts. A federal appeals court is hearing a challenge to the tech-heavy Nasdaq stock exchange's mandate that its largest listed companies must meet diversity standards on their corporate boards. Alex Warrior reports the board diversity proposal requires Nasdaq-listed corporations to maintain and disclose a certain number of minority members, or else be delisted from the exchange. That's being challenged by the National Center for Public Policy Research, a conservative think tank. They say the plan runs afoul of the Constitution by promoting discrimination. The challenge is advancing as the Supreme Court prepares to hear arguments this fall over the role of race in admissions decisions. It's one of the most anticipated cases of the upcoming term. And finally, loan debt accrued by graduate school borrowers will qualify for the relief plan announced by President Biden on August 24th. Susan Ferricchio reports most people who borrowed for postgraduate education are eligible for the same $10,000 in relief as undergraduate borrowers. The debt forgiveness program has spurred backlash, particularly among those who didn't attend college or already paid for their higher education. Critics are quick to point out that the money will end up paying off postgraduate education and not just the bachelor's degrees that the president emphasized when he announced the program. You can read all of these stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and you can find us wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Washington Times in any major podcast app. You can also find us on Twitter and Instagram at WashTimes for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.